Hello, welcome. If you follow us on this channel, you know that we are renovating a house from the 60s here in Portugal in Alentejo, and on today's video we'll be talking a lot about electricity planning, how many insane amount of cables we've been putting on, why, and some of the things that are mandatory. So let's go. So let's start explaining here from outside of the house why you need these boxes. So these boxes are actually mandatory right now. You need to put here what's called the contador. So this one is from our house, this one is from the tenant's house, where anyone from the government that has a special key can come in and check out your meter. So that's now mandatory to put outside. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. And on the top you have the little boxes. We have like the main switch. So those are as well mandatory to have on the outside. So we had to open it up and pull all the cables to come to this side of the house. So next I'm gonna show you what I call the insane box, because it has way many cables. But again, I'm not an expert on electricity. My husband, Tony, is the one that's an enthusiast. So I just let him go and put how many cables he thinks is needed for us. So let me show you. So here is the box. So this is gonna be the main box. And here we went with the largest one we could find. So it could host all of these, but also can host in the future the extra devices we might need for the solar panels. A cool thing we got that is very handy is we got a label maker to make sure we have everything we need. I would love to explain you all of this is, but again, I'm not an expert, so I'm not even gonna attempt to do it. Let me show you the rest. So we had to do a lot of holes to pass all this amount of cables. And you're probably asking yourself, what is all of this? Well, all of this is essentially we just redid the whole electricity from this house. It is what it is. And we are preparing it for the future. So you're gonna see these big tubes, these bigger ones that are red. They're hosting the places that's gonna have a lot of cables. So one of them is gonna go all the way into the garage to feed future possible electrical car. You never know. The second one is taking everything from the VMC machine. Again, the VMC machine is a machine that's gonna help circulate the air from outside the house. So you're gonna see a lot of these massive holes across the house, as I can show you there as well. And these holes, the purpose is to pass the tubes from the VMC, ventilação motora forçada, which is gonna pull air from outside the house, filter it and circulate across the house. And you might be asking yourself, why the heck you need that? Well, the reason is that, believe it or not, we are breathing air that does not have a good quality and that causes breathing problems, it causes headaches. So since we're doing everything from scratch in this house, we want to make sure we have the best air possible. And this machine guarantees you that. Circulates the air from outside and makes sure the air is being renovated across the house. So that is awesome. We will definitely do a video dedicated just to that fact. I think it's something that people neglect a lot. You put so many awesome things in your house and then you forget the basic thing. The air you're breathing is so essential. You need it to be the best quality possible. Again, getting out of my soapbox on this topic, you'll hear more about it, but let's keep going on the electricity. The last cable we have of these massive ones is going to go to the technical hub that's going to feed the solar panels and all the internet things. Let me show you a little bit more about how basically this looks. When you wonder yourself, how does redoing the electricity on a house looks like? It looks pretty much like this. Lots of holes. This is not a US house where you can just like cut all the wood, like the pladur, the drywall, and just redo everything really quickly. Here you really need to make a lot of holes and destruction and demolition just to get the electricity through. So this is pretty much how it looks right now, with all the cabling feeding to the different places of the house. This is the main hub, and then we have two more. One for the kitchen, because you have many supplies, many appliances there, and the second one is going to go to feed the internet devices, and everything related with the solar panels. Here we are in the kitchen, and this is the second box that we have. And what's going on in this electricity plug is every single appliance that we have here. We're gonna have a dishwasher, washing machine, dryer, 2 fridges, an exhaustion to pull the air, 2 ovens, stove. So there's a whole bunch of things happening here, and we decided it needs its own place to live, because if something goes out, you don't want to go all the way to the main entrance to turn it on. You want to have the control here where you need it. Entering the kitchen and living room, and you can see is getting ready to be completely filled with cement. So we buried all these cables. So let me explain what's going on. This is the main electricity, is running the electricity cable that's going to feed the solar panels on the back of this space. Let me just show you where I am in the house. This is the massive living room and kitchen. And these two are gonna feed the internet hub, and this one is gonna feed the electricity section. And that last one is gonna go all the way to the garage in case in the future we need to have an electric car. We are already preparing for it. So you can see what's happening right now is that we are gonna cement all of these, so that we just finished doing the electricity, pulling the cables. Actually, Antonio did a lot of that work of pulling the cables and everything. I'm just the recording one. And here we are. These are the main ones that are gonna feed the electric car in the future. This is gonna be for the internet hub, and this one is gonna run the electricity for that hub as well. And this massive one here is going to feed all the way in through the solar panels. And this is what we're doing. Now we need to put cement on them, get them all fixed on the floor, and level up all the floor. Because the challenge we had is the kitchen floor was a little higher. We couldn't preserve it. So now we need to put everything at the same level. We're gonna lose about 5 centimeters on doing this, but there's no option. It's really needed because we are also running the plumbing in here. As you can see, these blue ones is all the plumbing. So the floor is getting ready. Next time is gonna be completely leveled up, and all these little cables and tubes are just gonna disappear. It does look pretty overwhelming, a huge amount of tubes, but we like to think of the future and make sure we have enough, and that we can run cables in it whenever we need in the future. If we're missing something, we can just pull it in these guys. You can see here there's a lot of plugs, because ideally we are forecasting maybe having here the TV. On the top is the pre-installation of the airco unit. On the corner of our living room, where we have the area here with the well, we've decided that we're going to be closing this out, but under the floor, which we recently cemented and hidden the crazy amount of cables that was here that you've seen before, it's getting into here. So this is the rest of the cables. They come under the floor, and this is going to be the other electricity hub. So that's it. That's what we're doing in terms of electricity. We are going with the approach again, more the better. And if we can put all the cables, at least we have the tubes, so in the future we can put them, and we have flexibility, and we avoid the terrible thing of having to drill on this floor to put more cables. So we are going with the approach everything now. So thank you very much for following us in this journey of renovating this house in Alentejo, Portugal. I hope you liked it. We always love to hear your comments. Thank you, and till the next renovation video.